Hi, my name's Alicia Hollinger, and this is my down and dirty video because my original epic one was destroyed. I'm trying to do something at the last second. Um, I also have a video of some of my art that follows this, and you can check out my website and Facebook, Alicia Hollinger, ALICIA, HOLLINGER.com, and the same name on Facebook, Alicia Hollinger Art. Anyway, so this is what I'm talking about. Pitching. Oh God. So basically, unfortunately, my project is not one that would have to save the world or to help people or animals in any kind of really obvious way. But entertainment is a great way of doing things, of helping people, because like during World War II when everything was falling apart, people would still go to the movies. And now that the world is falling apart again and we could have a nuclear war at any minute, entertainment's important. But what I'm doing is not just entertainment, it also is educational because it's mixed in sci-fi, but everything in there is actually based, well, not everything, some is really sci-fi, but a lot of it is based on real quantum physics. And I originally had written a screenplay that had a lot of this stuff in it, and I showed it to a real quantum physicist, an MIT, Princeton quantum physicist, and he had given a speech somewhere, and I said, do you realize that everything you just said is in my screenplay, but I have to talk to it, that it's fiction and that it's not real? And he said, oh yeah, it's real. And he read my screenplay and he said that's completely viable. I mean, right, not yet, but in the future. Anyway, it's about quantum physics, the nature of reality, and what we believe is reality isn't really reality. But I put it in a fun context of these three LA party girls, and I get into more detail in the written thing. And it gets into sci-fi where there's an alien from another planet who develops a crush on one of the girls who's like a celebutante. Her name is London, very loosely based on another person named after a city. Very loosely. But anyway, she has two roommates and they go back. And it's just, by the way, this is a comic book. I don't know if I said that. It's a transmedia project, really. It's a comic book graphic novel that will branch out into other media. Like I already am starting to do, I'm completely redoing my characters though. But I originally did one, and you can look up quantumpartygirls.com, but there's a lot of changes since then. And the art's gotten a lot better, the characters are better, and I'm developing the story more. That was just, an initial thing that I did. And it's going to, my hope is that it will transcend, just the graphic novel medium, and that it could go into movies, it could go into TV, it could go into a lot of things, and it's very Rashomon-ish because each girl has a blog, and she's going to describe situations how she experienced it. Or then they each have completely different personalities, which I also describe more on my website, which I guess you should go to read a little bit more about it. All things again are constantly changing. It's www.quantumpartygirls.com, and it's based on my experience in LA. Going to a lot of these crazy parties in LA. And I love satirizing all that, but I'm also fascinated with sci-fi. And I'm like, what if I could combine both? And in real life, I actually went to the, Hefner, before he died, obviously, I went to the Playboy Mansion. I was at a lingerie party type thing, but they have this big thing, and all the girls are all dressed in lingerie, and I did have some on, but it was freezing. It was outside in the middle of winter. They did have a tent, but it was cold. So I had this long coat from head to bottom. So I'm like, you can see this much of me, and all these girls with the boobs and stuff. And we're all waiting in line for the bathroom. They have these bungalow bathrooms, and they're both girls and guys, that go in there, and there's a big line, and somebody said something about time, and I said, according to quantum physics, there's no such thing as time. When I said the word quantum physics, every guy in the room, every younger guy, because he has some old guys there, but anyone like 40 and younger, like turned to me, quantum physics, oh my God, ah. And all the girls were like, well, what's happening? And these like Playboy models were like, ooh, ooh, trying to peep in and get a word in edgewise, and they couldn't because all the guys were talking to me about quantum physics, and these girls knew nothing about it, and they were trying so hard to get attention. They had their boobs sticking out, they were doing everything, and the guys were not interested. But what if you stick those boobs and those hot girls with quantum physics? So that's kind of where I came up with my idea. The girls that I create are kind of pretty sexy. I mean, I do both. I also do children's art, which is completely different, which I didn't put in the video. It's a completely different thing. But the girls are, not overly sexy, but they're hot, and they're dressed in sexy clothes and LA clothes. And when they go sci-fi, they'll wear sexy sci-fi clothes as the story progresses, because they're still normal girls at the beginning. And God, so the point I'm trying to make is that no, I'm not saving the world, the planet. I wish I could. I really do wish I could, because it sure needs a lot of saving, especially now. So, but this is something that I think girls and guys would like, because guys would like the geek aspect of it, and girls are getting geeky now too. I'm going to Comic-Con this weekend, which is why I'm like in such a crunch. I have a booth 948, I believe it is, if you happen to go to LA Comic-Con this weekend. Yeah, I saw my art at these things. I've been Heavy Metal magazine featured. I've had my art actually in galleries. I know digital is not cool for galleries, but you can get in if you do it right. And what else? I should be pitching something better or more. But it's at the last minute crunch, and I hope I make it by Eastern time, because I'm on Western time, and it's a long problem getting my stuff out. Anyway, this is longer than it's supposed to be, so I'm going to put a link on it. And stay tuned, because at the end, I have a video that I did last night that I was trying to get up, and like another dirty thing, quick and dirty, not dirty, quick, that I was doing last night that is like a video I just did on iMac of some of my art. It's a little cheesy, but it just gets out there, some of my art, and I have more on my website and more on my Facebook page and more on Instagram, all Alicia Hollinger, just the spelling of my name you should have to look up. Yeah, there's a lot more on my computer, like way more on my computer that I haven't even uploaded yet or finished, or that's half done. So I have like a ton of stuff and not enough time and not enough money, because that's a long story, but I don't want to get into stuff. But the last 4 years of my life were like hell for me, and it started with my mother having a stroke. I'm very close to my parents. They live in West Hollywood. I live border West Hollywood. Hollywood, I sing them every day. I'm an only child. I grew up in New York, and when I moved to LA to go to UCLA, they came with me. And oh, by the way, I was a film and theater major and graduated cum laude from UCLA. And what else? So, oh yeah, so then my mother had a stroke like 4 years ago while I was at SIGGRAPH, a big convention, and I found out and had to rush back. Luckily, it's in LA, I didn't have to travel far, but still, then that went to downhill stuff, and my parents were very close, and so then she had all these medical problems, and my father was getting medical problems, and I was pretty much in charge of everything, and I had to kind of take time off of more of my work. And I had major injuries. I fractured my right shoulder. I injured my knee very bad. I fell on knee, tripped over construction, had a really bad accident with that. And then also, then last year at Comic-Con, no, 2 years ago actually, I got through a whole Comic-Con without any injury. I mean, the whole year without any injuries. I hate to use the word, but technically she's morbidly obese, dangerously. So in a wheelchair, and like a 250-pound wheelchair, and I don't know what she weighed, but she ran right over my sandaled foot. And I told her, okay, I'm getting off topic here, but just real quick, that's one of the reasons. I mean, I've just had a lot of stuff happen. She said she saw me and she ran out. She said, I said wheelchair coming and you didn't move. Well, yeah, obviously I would have moved if I had heard it. Anyway, that's off topic, but for 4 years I had a lot of crap happen to me in my life where I got really behind schedule, and now I'm back, and it feels like I'm ready, and I'm starting to do more work on everything, and I'm completely focused, and I'm alone in the world. That's all I have. So I have to make this happen. I have no relatives, anywhere near me. I have like a cousin in Australia, I never see. And, I really am wanting to do this for a long time, and hopefully this will finally happen one way or another. If I don't get this, I'll have to figure out a way to make other money to make it happen, because I think it's a really cool idea. And I think that people will like it, both guys and girls, because there's a lot of girl stuff in there too, where it's really about 3 girls. So, I mean, there are elements of, even like Gilmore Girls, or what was the other one based in New York? Oh, the New York Girls. I forgot the name of the show. or like 90210 and Melrose Place. It's going to have like some elements of that for girls, but then for guys, it gets into Stargate, it gets into alternate dimensions, it gets into real quantum physics, it gets into some really, really cool stuff. So, yeah. And oh god, is there stuff on the side that's showing on the video? I hope not, because my place is a mess. This is what happens when you're an artist. Anyway, so yeah, that's my video, and I know this sounds really flaky because I'm doing it really fast and trying to get in before the deadline, which I really hope I do. But the reason you should invest in this, because it's a good project. It's educational as far as, learning about quantum physics, and it's entertaining. And I think people can learn both things, like both psychologically, like both guys and girls will learn through the conversations of the characters about life and people, and it's going to expose a lot. And now the Harvey Weinstein stuff is out. I have a lot of those kind of stories. I actually knew Harvey Weinstein. I'm not getting in that here. But there's a lot of Hollywood crap that I've been holding in for all these years, and I'm going to let it out kind of slowly within the comic also. So that's topical now too, on top of the sci-fi stuff. But I really love the sci-fi, so that's going to be a big part of it, and quantum physics, even bigger part. And I guess that's the end of my pitch. I probably should say something more, but I'm not sure what. So anyway, this is me, and stay tuned. Right after this, I did this kind of silly video of my art on an iMac. Okay, I thought I turned off all notifications when it still popped up. Sorry. Anyway, so again, I really, really would love this more than anything, and it's a really cool project. If you want any more like visuals or art or stuff that's not on my websites, feel free to contact me through my website, and I will supply more. And signing out now from my crazy selfie video here. Okay, thanks. Alicia Hollinger, Project Quantum Party Girls.